I rarely ever get nervous, but I am, look at my hands. That is not, my palms are sweaty, weak arms are heavy, my sweater already, mom, yeti. I look nervous, but on the surface I look calm and ready. I'm telling you right now that this is going to change lives. And that's what makes me the happiest. That's what makes me excited. In fact, I was on last night with a gentleman in Panama City, and he was talking to me. He sent me a long video about, introducing himself. And he was telling me how affected he was yesterday by our corporate team and the people that were speaking, and Mike Fedek, and talking about how truly sincere everyone was. And that was the best compliment that I could ever hear, because we sincerely do care. We sincerely want to change this solar industry and give it a great name. Solar is the coolest thing that somebody could do for their home. I'm going to talk to you about something else. Okay. And now, usually when we do an announcement like this, we want all of our I's dotted. By the way, I'm getting some background noise. If someone could mute background there for someone, I'm getting feedback. Okay. Usually we want all of our I's dotted and all of our T's crossed, and we want to be in everything organized, ready to go, ready to launch. But this was too big. We wanted to get you excited for a launch that we will have in March. And today is, I felt it necessary. We all did feel it necessary to give you this information so that you would have time to prepare just as we're preparing. Because truly, this is life-changing stuff. Now, look, our number one focus, and the only reason that we decided to move forward this way, is because of the rocket fuel that I'm going to save towards the end, that throws on solar for residential homes. There's an old saying: if you sell to the masses, you eat with the classes. Sell to the classes, you eat with the masses. But if you can make a circle that feeds the classes and the masses and the classes and the masses, and this is what all of a sudden generates generational wealth. And one of the things I absolutely love is that I'm still getting paid today for work that I did a long time ago. That is residual income. It is calm money. It means I know I'm okay, my family's okay, that these investments, that these businesses kick off cash to make sure that we're all right, to make sure that in the tough times there's enough money there that we can always be safe, but there's a growing amount of money that can make us wealthy. Okay, you ready? I don't think you are. Okay, so I'm going to tell you something. The projected needs, as according to the Department of Energy, that estimates that support for the estimated growth of the electric vehicle market, the country will need about 1.2 million public charging stations by 2030. That's an increase of about 800% from the current levels to meet adequate future demand. Let's start with that. You find a need and you fill the need. How many of you in the chat right now, how many of you know someone that owns a brick and mortar business? They own a restaurant, they own a movie theater, they own a grocery store, they own something. Just put it in the chat. Me, I know. Just go, I know somebody. I know, whatever it is. Put it in the chat. Me. I see that. Okay. You all know somebody? Look, it's about to get good for you. It's about to get real good. Okay. So I'm going to lay some basics down for you. Okay. Just basic stuff. These numbers I'm going to share with you are in no way accurate. Okay. They are estimates based on all the numbers we've been crunching over the last 3 or 4 months. Okay. We've done lots and lots of research. This is not totally winging it from the hip. It's pretty dang close to reality, but I'm going to give you some suppositions that should get you going bananas. Okay. You ready? Here we go. Booyah. Okay. Present. Here we go. So what are we doing, guys? We're revolutionizing solar in favor of homeowners. But what about the commercial EV charging station? What does that look like? What does that look like in terms of commissions? Look at this. If you're a setter one and you go put together an EV charging station with 10 chargers, just one, your brand new, your monthly residual income is about $2,000 for that station. What would $2,000 a month residual income do for your home? Well, I'll tell you what, if you feed that into an investment calculator, it will change your retirement in a very big way. What if you're a setter five, meaning that you've only put 5 deals in ever? You made 5 sales at Reach. Now it's $2,400 a month. What if you're a pro builder 5, $3,000 a month? Wow. Wow. Okay. EV charging station with 10 chargers. The annuals are 24,000, 28,000, Pro Builder 5. If you're a Pro Builder 5, Pro Builder 3, $33,000, $36,000 a year. Annual residual income. Now, just so you know, there are also nice commissions on just the sale of the charging station alone. Why is this good for a business owner? Because if you own a restaurant, okay, I have a Tesla. And when Veronica and I want to go, what we do is we go, hey, let's go charge the Tesla, because we live in a condo. We can't put solar on our roof. Let's go charge the Tesla. And there's a restaurant, John Navarro, right by where we are. Okay. And we love to go to that restaurant. And every time we go charge our car, we go, let's go to the restaurant. And we'll spend 50, $100 at that restaurant while we're waiting 25 minutes for our car to charge. Do you know what that restaurant is saying? I am really glad for that $100 that those guys just came in and spent. They're pumped. But not only that, I'm going to be back. I'm going to keep returning to their restaurant. Do you know what restaurant owners would pay to know that you're going to come back to their restaurant? Well, that's called insurance, to guarantee I'm coming back to their restaurant. Wow. But what if the restaurant was also making a profit every time from my car charge while I'm buying the food at the restaurant? Oh my goodness. Okay, check this out. What if you are an EV, you've got an EV charging station with 10 chargers? Okay, 1. But what if you had done this once a month? What if you put out 1 a month? There should be I forgot to put on the slide here. If you did this once a month for a year, what would your annual and you stopped, what would your annual residual income look like? As a Pro Builder 5, if you did 1 a month, personal, $430,000 a year. Is anybody okay with that? Would that be life-changing for you, that kind of residual income? Okay. What if you're a Pro Builder 5, you sell 1 a month and have 4 people doing the same thing? What if you did that again the next year? Wow. Let me ask you something. Would you like some fries with that shake? I mean, we just added a new item to the menu. Would you guys like a healthy addition to this meal?
This is insane.
Okay. Okay. Johnny, why don't you come in here with me, brother? Are you with me? All right. So how about commercial solar? Because look, EV charging station with 10 chargers. How do you supersize that? Because let's go back. Commercial solar. Think about this. That restaurant owner, what do you think their electric bill is at that restaurant? With air conditioning, everything else. How much do you think their electric bill is each month? $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $8,000 a month. What do you think it is?
Definitely 4 figures.
I didn't go to them and say, hey, look, would you like to get some solar? They're like, I don't have time for that. I don't know. It's too much, blah, blah, blah. But if I go to them and I say, hey, look, why don't we bring more people to your business? Why don't we bring more people to your business by putting this charging station? It's a vending machine that never stops. It never ends. It never goes away. Right? And then I say, you know that 16 cents a kilowatt that you're paying for your electricity that's adding up to all that money in your bill? Never mind your bill for a minute. But what if we reduce that number to 0 so that all that profit came to you, and then we showed them the profit margin difference if they had the power plant that created the electricity for the charging station. Oh, and by the way, we get rid of your electric bill at your restaurant. How much more is their business worth now if they decided to sell? Can they tax people? Can they depreciate? Can they depreciate those panels over time? Is there a massive tax advantage? Oh my gosh. What if we targeted, and you're going to find out about another big announcement later today. By the way, it wasn't 2 announcements today, it's 3. Honestly, 4, because I'm going to show you something else in a second that's going to blow all this away. I know your head's going to come off your body. How about this? You want to supersize it? You want to supersize that? How about the charging stations that generate residual solar sales? Residential solar sales. What kind of company are we? We're a residential solar sales company. What if you could generate leads from those charging stations? Yes, you're getting paid commission when you sell the charging station, but you are just a setter. You don't need to understand everything there is to know. You're just a setter setting up. Now, you do need a high level skill set to get into decision makers. That's for sure. But if you know how to sell, if you know how to get into a decision maker, okay. So you got paid a commission, right? You got to pay a commission for selling the charging station. You got paid residual income every time somebody charges at that station. Residual income. If they decided they wanted to go commercial, that handoff happens and you're getting credit for that too. And by the way, a commercial solar sale, it takes forever to get paid. So don't be like, hey, it's been like 2 months. Where's my commission? It could be a year before you get commission out of a commercial solar sale. EV chargers, much faster. But that's 3 ways you're getting paid. But how about supersizing it? You want to get supersized? Come on, let me see you in the chat. Where are you at? Look at this. Watch this. So you've got an EV charging station, and usually there's a bay of those, right? Let's just say between 4 and 10. The minimum is 2, but let's say between 4 and 10. The average number of charges per day, per charger, is about 10 per day. So you got 10 bays, right? And you got 10 charges at each of those per day. That's 100 per day, right? And there's 30 days in a month. That's 3,000 charges a month. That's 3,000 charges a month. So if you have 3,000 charges a month, let's assume there's 1,000 of those are unique visitors. In other words, it's the first time they've been there, something like that, or second time, something like that. Out of those 3,000, right? And if 10% of those scheduled a consultation to get rid of having to go to that charger, because they have a charging station on their what? On their what? On their roof. On their roof at home. So look, here's what happens. Imagine this. Customer drives up with their Tesla, they park it to charge it, they put the thing in, and it says, okay, let's set up your payment for this. And then an offer pops up from John Navarro. And the offer says, from John, how'd you like a month of free charging here at this station? Might cost John 50, 80 bucks, something like that. How'd you like a free charge for a month at this station? Guy goes, I'd love that. Sure. What do I got to do? While you're sitting here for 25 minutes in your car, waiting for your car to charge, you're going to upload your electric bill right here, baby. You're going to upload your electric bill, and you've got to sit through a presentation for solar with Crofonso Thorpe or Keenan or whoever. You got to sit through that presentation. If they do that, free charging for a month. Now, let me ask you something. Is that a targeted lead? Someone that has a ginormous charging bill from charging at their home, right? Huge charging bill. Bigger than average electric bill. Do they have good credit? Probably, because they bought a what? Electric car, right? So now you've got a targeted person that's sitting down. So let's just keep these numbers, 10% of those 1,000 people, right? 10% of those 1,000 people schedule a solar consultation with an electric bill, and they get 2 free charges or a month of free charging, whatever you want to offer. That's 100 solar consultations scheduled each month. Let's say that only 20% go solar. Now, Crow Thorpe is over there right now saying, you just mentioned my name, and then you said at the same time, 20%. He's going to be angry with me right now. I guarantee it, because he's going to tell me he's going to close 7 out of 10, but let's just be conservative. That's 20 sales a month for you as a pro builder. 20 times 2,600 as the setter pay. That's $52,000 a what? So somebody say, what is it? 52,000 a what?
A month.
But wait a second, hold on. How many charging stations did you sell to generate those kind of leads that generate that kind of income just from this residential solar sales?
0.
Just one, only one. And you know what? That happens month after month after month. But what if you had 2? What if you had 10? What if you had a team of people that were doing this? What would that look like for you and your family? This is a time-sensitive issue. This boom is between now and 5 years from now. You get to participate in one of the biggest booms in the history of the world. Our current president has said that he has declared an energy emergency in this country. And you are in what kind of business?
Energy.
You are in the energy business. John Bush, why don't you step in here for just a second, John, and along with me and just talk about what you've heard and how this makes sense to you financially. How far off do you think I might be on my numbers? Probably a lot, right? But tell me, what do you think about all this?
Well, let's first address some things that were going on in the chat. Now, I've made mistakes. I'll make more. However, I do listen. And what the new administration is talking about is they're not going to force auto manufacturers to make electric vehicles, but they're still going to make electric vehicles, especially Tesla. That's all they make. So if you're concerned, the the EVs are just, they're past. No, EVs will continue to grow market share each and every month, each and every year. And the number one thing, Casey touched on it, the number one thing of this new administration is, what do we need more of? The number one thing, energy. And what do you talk about? We need to have more electricity. So I don't think, I could be wrong. Once again, been wrong before, I'll be wrong again, but I think our market is continuing to grow. It's not going the other direction. Now, one of the things that excites me extremely is the ability to follow up, to target market, to communicate with customers. See what, Casey, alluded to it, but there'll be an app on the customer's phone. They're paying, when you talked about they pay, but no, they're paying through an app. Well, they have to log into that app. Okay. All right. So, when they go charge, then you have their contact information. And so they could follow up to be able to get that electric bill, set that appointment. And whatever it is that, we end up giving, whether it's a month, whether it's, hey, we'll give you 1 free charge, 2 free charges, it may end up costing anywhere from, say, $20 to $80 to be able to get an electric bill and a guaranteed appointment. So it's got to be a completed, it's not giving the money first. No, they upload the electric bill, they schedule the appointment, they complete the appointment, they get paid. So it is, I love the residual income, Casey, because, I've been grateful for, I'm getting